All right. Thank you for coming back in a timely fashion. Welcome back from your break. Our first topic this afternoon is going to offer insight into the skills and techniques that are going to make us all complete communicators. This module this afternoon is going to focus on something we call message delivery. In the module, you'll learn how to maintain your sense of natural self while you share your message. You'll learn to develop a 1-minute personal introduction to practice being your natural self. You'll learn the importance of both verbal and nonverbal communication techniques and elements. You'll learn some vocal techniques, and hopefully we'll have a chance to practice what we've learned so far. In the remaining 2 modules of this program, the ones that we'll be attending and participating in tomorrow, you'll learn the impact and the importance of content and interaction in order to build and maintain your credibility and clarity with your employees. It's my hope and it's my expectation that you'll all leave this classroom tomorrow evening with the skills, the tools, and the confidence you need to be a complete communicator. The premier skill of the competency of message delivery is that of naturalness. That is, projecting confidence, knowledge, and a conversational tone, the kind you'd use with teammates, with family and friends, both in the workplace and outside. If we can capture that ease of delivery in our professional dealings, we're well on the way to establishing credibility in our message delivery. Let's see how we can do that at being natural in a message that's near and dear to each of us. That is, a bit of self-description. As it's shared in the slide, we want to keep this to 1 minute. The activity will follow the rule of 3. My rule of 3 for a personal introduction is to make it personal, professional, and purposeful. Personal, something about you, perhaps something about you that none of us knows. Professional, maybe you want to mention jobs that you've held, or a particular communication challenge that you've had in the past. Purposeful, that is the message behind the message. You're establishing what naturalness means for you. What do you want us to take away about your approach, about the way you communicate? Okay? So I wouldn't ask you to do anything I wouldn't do myself, so I'll try one first. My name is C.Bennett, and I've operated C.Bennett Performance Consultants since 2008. I've been across the country and in Canada and elsewhere delivering presentations similar to this, technical and otherwise. Something that you may not know about me is that I am, in a very, very small way, a TV star. I had the opportunity early in my career to host a program in Pinellas County, Florida, called 4-H Spotlight. I usually don't get applause for that because very few people were up at 6 o'clock in the morning when the kids and I from 4-H would put on our presentations. So, would anybody else care to do a quick personal introduction?
Sure.
Okay. Thanks, Nate.
Absolutely. My name is Nate Hilton. I enjoy going caving as one of my hobbies. This is not something that many other people do. What my focus when I do that is to try and get the best photographs that I can, which is not always easy, but it is a very fun challenge.
In the dark.
Yeah, in the dark.
Right.
Another thing that not many people know about me, other than my immediate family, is that I happen to have some of the best in-laws in the world that you could ask for, which makes everything a lot more fun and a lot better.
It does.
So, and on top of that, speaking to the communication Working with UNC Athletics with multiple different coaching staffs every day, the communication aspect is very, very important because there are so many different styles of communication, and my job is to sort of help tie all those together so that nothing falls through the cracks.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I could tell, Meg, from your nodding your assent about in-laws that that's important to you as well.
Yes.
Great. Thanks so much for contributing. Trust and believability. Now this slide should come as no surprise to any of you who may have been a part of our Artistry of Influence course. I would ask you, if you've been in that course, to speak to what this slide means. Has there been somebody here that attended Artistry of Influence and would like to share what this slide speaks to based on what you learned in that workshop? What I'm looking for here are verbal, vocal, and visual elements. Any surprises here? Meg, are there any surprises here in terms of trust and believability in message delivery?
There's obviously a lot of trust going on because of the person looks in danger and the other person's trying to help out.
That's right.
Probably a good degree of vocal as well.
Okay, perhaps vocal on the part of the person claiming, but certainly it's not enough for, what this tells us, it's not enough for the person who's aiding to say, you'll be okay, everything will be all right. The vocal does have some more evidence and importance in terms of establishing a level of confidence, but the visual, especially on the person of the climber, says everything, okay, from the climber's point of view. And as you see, that's what Dr. Moravian figured out as well. Over half of the impact of credibility on you is due to the visual image. We spend so much time on the words and on the way we preach about topics, but it's the visual, it's the matching up, the marrying up of all three of these factors that makes us pay so much attention to it and leads to our credibility. Now, we've got a challenge here in our organization, okay? With respect to verbal, vocal, and visual, and the high tech that we have in our company, we have one thing missing. Quite often, we have the visual element missing. And why is that? How do we most often communicate around here?
Vocally?
Yeah, but we have a global audience, global operations. What do we rely on?
Oh, well, video conferencing or WebEx.
Okay, video conferencing or WebEx if we're lucky. If not, it's by telephone, like our customer service representative is here. And that poses a lot of challenge. We've just said that confidence, 55% of that confidence and trust is based on the visual, and we don't have visual on a phone. So Nate, you're absolutely right when you say, thankfully, to mitigate this, we've got WebEx, all right, which is wonderful. We can speak and see people, match the faces with the voices all around the world. Do you think there are any limitations to that, to using WebEx as a means to enhance the visual aspect?
Maybe with regard to the level of emotional connectivity you get face-to-face versus on a video screen.
Surely. The emotional connectivity. What about our global audience? Does everybody receive and participate in conversations the same in Asia, and Africa, and Europe, Australia, and the United States?
No.
No. There can very well be cultural differences that pose a bit of a problem. And I'm being serious when I say we've got one other limitation. We have WebEx available to every one of our employees globally, but more often than not, when I'm in phone conversations and WebEx meetings, they leave the camera off. That's